The Nintendo 3DS has been around for a while now, and Nintendo themselves say that it's here to stay. In the near future, we'll be seeing fantastic releases such as Final Fantasy Explorers, Hyrule Warriors Legends, Mario & Luigi Paper Jam, Fire Emblem Fates, and many more. In anticipation of the 3DS's future greatness, let's take a look at some of the classics that have already graced the dual screens of Nintendo's most powerful handheld. With this list, keep in mind that there will be no ports, remakes, or multi-platform games, and only one game per franchise. Without further ado, it's time to get nerdy. Let's start things off quickly with a game all about speed. Mario Kart 7 is the 3DS exclusive entry into the long-running series, though I guess everything is long-running when it comes to Mario. This game introduced aerial and underwater karts to the formula, as well as kart customization. The game has 32 total courses, half of which are classic tracks redesigned with the new features in mind. There are also 16 characters, including Queen Bee for some reason. That means that there's plenty of varied content to keep you racing all night. There's even multiplayer if you want to play with friends. Let's be honest, who needs friends when you've got this guy? Next up is probably the hungriest guy you know, aside from myself at Arby's of course. When you think about it, Kirby is one of the most terrifying creatures in the Nintendo universe, but in this game, he's just so dang cute. Aw, just look at those widow arms! So in this game, a magical dream beanstalk called the Dream Stuff. Oh, I see what they did there. Well, it comes bursting out of the dream like a Ridley Scott film and carries Kirby's house to a place in the sky called Falaria, whatever, to fight Spider-Man, Man Spider, this guy. The game is presented in a glorious 2.5D perspective, with the player having to mind the fore and the background. Most awesomely, Kirby can eat one of the new Miracle Seeds and go full-on Super Saiyan. Also, Kirby can become a shiny Heracross, and that thing has 125 base attack. The Mario RPG series has always drawn in a lot of fans. Its comedic subject matter, strange stories and enemies, and interactive turn-based combat put it in its own category when talking about role-playing games. Because this game came out during the year of Luigi, he takes center stage on this adventure, which is fine by me, as he's undeniably better than his shorter, fatter, less viable and smashier brother. Luigi gets a ton of abilities in this game, many of which are fun to use and funny to watch. The visuals are top notch, and Luigi eats one too many mushrooms. Let's just hope he doesn't have a bad trip, huh? Now hear me out. I know many of you think Zelda should by default be higher on this list. And if I didn't have rules against remasters, then it most definitely would be. But this game is almost samey enough to be considered a remake of A Link to the Past, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The Hyrule presented here is almost exactly the same as the Hyrule in the SNES game. The dungeons are fun, but the item system takes out most of the feeling of progression that you usually get when roaming around Hyrule. Being able to tackle dungeons in any order seems cool, but it forces Nintendo to make many of them soft-core when compared to other 2D entries in the series. The game is definitely still fun and enjoyable, with tight controls and beautiful music. Plus, the flattening mechanic is really cool and it makes you see things in a different way. It's a phenomenal game with great visuals and novel ideas. I just can't rate it higher with all the issues that I have with it. For the record though, Zelda is my favorite franchise of all time, so believe me when I say that this isn't just hate. Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is probably the best Pokemon game after Heart Gold Soul Silver, but it isn't eligible for this list. What is, however, is Pokemon X and Y. Pokemon X and Y is the game, yes, it's one freaking game, that got me back into Pokemon. It brought the handheld series into the third dimension proper, and finally gave us a good Digimon game. Lucario Digivolve to Mega Lucariomon! It made the more obtuse features of the competitive scene more transparent, and any feature that helps transition noobs to leaks is a welcome addition in my eyes. This game also lets you get really creepy with ultra mega waifu Gardevoir, and her good old college try Lopunny. Also, there's Mega Lucario for all the lady furries. Pit? Who's that? This is a question many would have asked before Lord Sakurai brought him down from the heavens in Brawl. Thankfully, Pit's success in Brawl brought us to number 5. Kid Icarus Uprising is a phenomenal game that seems like Star Fox Assault on steroids. The aerial combat makes good use of the touchscreen as an on-rail shooter with powerful abilities and tight controls. The on-foot segments allow Pit to be more mobile, and seem to function as a third-person shooter hack-and-slash combo that shouldn't work, but somehow does. Pit's conversations with his allies and enemies are self-referential and fourth wall breaking in the vein of Marvel's Merc with a Mouth, and the characters are well suited for this game's universe, including many of the enemies. You can even make the game uber elite hardcore to earn more rewards by turning the difficulty up to 11, or 9, or however high it goes. You know what I'm saying. Now this guy is all over any Nintendo focused list, so of course here he is again. Super Mario 3D Land is hands down the best platformer on the platform. Platformer on a platform. As always, the jumping is tight, the level design is amazing, and this guy just makes no sense. I mean, someone who is running and jumping all over the place almost all of the time shouldn't be so, portly? Like, I'd tell the guy to hit the gym, but he's a dang Olympic gold medalist for Peach's sake. After running the gauntlet of amazing and diverse levels, you even get to unlock the amazing Mr. L, with his own physics and handling, so you know it's not just for show. Plus, Bowser is actually scary because he becomes a zombie in this one. Spoilers, my bad. I mean, it is a Mario game. He did it. The son of a plumber finally did it. Luigi places higher than his overrated brother on this list because of the Metroid-killing, non-really awaited sequel to GameCube's kind of meh launch title, Luigi's Mansion. Dark Moon is a special sort of amazing. Luigi explores 4 more mansions than he did last time, and EGAD gives him a 3DS that's a smartphone or something. In this game, you straight up pull a Tien Shinhan and Solar Flare Ghost in order to capture them. Luigi also gets a cool dark light device to reveal hidden objects, boos, and doors, but would probably make my room light up like the Electric Daisy Carnival. Forget I said that. Throw in some great and inventive boss fights, and great graphics and sound design, and you can see why the Green Missile outshines his brother on this list. If I'm being honest though, the Poltergust 5000 totally sucks. Alright, I'm sorry for that one, guys. Smash! Like, come on. The 4th entry in Sakurai-sama's tournament fighter that is also a casual fighter that might be based on some kid's playtime with his action figures in a Shyamalanian-esque twist is one of the system's best games. Second best, in my opinion. The fact that this game can even work on the system would have put it at least at spot number 10, but Nintendo didn't stop there. They gave us a ridiculous number of finely tuned characters who, aside from the cast of Star Wars Episode 2, play vastly different from one another. The game plays faster than Brawl, has better physics than Brawl, and removed the stupid random tripping from Brawl. Man, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, Brawl! There is also so much content loaded onto this tiny card that it really boggles the mind. The absence of a story mode or adventure mode, and the replacement of Target Smash with Angry Birds? Yeah, that's Angry Birds. Keep this game from being number 1. We'll see who is number 1 right after these honorable mentions. those that have played this game to completion, for most of us more than once, it's hard to argue with me here. Fire Emblem Awakening may be one of the best tactics-based games ever made, right up there with XCOM, Civilization, and Final Fantasy Tactics. So it only makes sense that it tops this list. The music is amazing, the story is amazing, the mechanics are amazing. The support system is fully fleshed out in a way that seems like it should have always been. The marriage and parenting systems inject some real character into each of the characters. You see what I did there? The ability to download characters from every Fire Emblem game ever to build the '92 USA Olympic basketball team? That's the dream team for those of you who are sporting impaired. Takes it one step further and makes the replay value enough to be considered almost an entirely extra game. I should also mention, spoiler alert, that the game's plot involves a tale of a time-traveling zombie apocalypse in which you end up being a bit of a D-bag. Hey guys, Chaz here. I hope that you enjoyed my countdown on the top 10 3DS games. Let me know what your favorite 3DS games are down in the comments section below. Now this is my very first video, so I hope that you can like it if you liked it, share it if you loved it, and subscribe if you want to see more awesome content in the future. Follow me on Twitter or Facebook at The Early Gamer. If you have ideas for new videos or would like to appear in a shoutout for my next video, go ahead and let me know. And also let me know what you would like to see in the next video. A top 10 on awesome and powerful women in gaming, or a video on beards in gaming. Gotta have variety. Until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.